Form 1, or the Determination form, is the first of 7 lightsaber forms, which we will cover in this video. This form was used during a changing period in the Jedi Council. Before Jedi used lightsabers, they would use metal swords like the swords in our galaxy. Form 1 of Shicho was created for the first uses of a lightsaber. It was designed to establish the basic motions of a lightsaber and cater the targeted zones. However, Form 1 was established before the Sith vs Jedi, so it was not good in combat, with another lightsaber being quickly replaced by Form 2. Form 2, also known as Makashi, or the Contention form, was made for the purpose of lightsaber-on-lightsaber combat, changing the failure of Form 1 but similar. It's the most dual-focused form of all the 7 and relies on efficient precision, unlike the clumsy style of Form 1. It allows the user to easily defend against their opponents. It requires good footwork to outmaneuver opponents, and most famously shown and used by Count Dooku. Form 3, also known as the Sarisu, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or the Resilience form, was recognised before and during the Clone Wars by the Jedi Council. It is used to counter offensive blaster shots. It required neat blade work and dodges, giving maximum defense. It was eventually became the main way of showing a non-aggressive Jedi. Form 4, also known as a Taru, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or the Aggression form. Its history goes back through the Old Republic to most likely the Mandalorian Wars, where it was the most common form for Jedi then. It was known to still be used in the late stages of the Republic and even by some Sith. It was fast-paced and good against single opponents, but weaker in long fights and against multiple, and also not recommended against blasters. Form 5, also known as Gemso and Shien, was used by users of Form 3 who needed more offensive capabilities. The Gem variant is based on blocks and parries, then quickly countering with strong attacks, and made for lightsaber-on-lightsaber combat. Anakin was probably the most famous user of Gem. The Shien style was also based on Form 3, but as well as just deflecting blaster bullets, it would parry back at the shooter. Form 6, also known as Niman, could combine double-bladed lightsaber combat as well as force use such as push, lifts, throws, all really. Darth Maul mastered this form and used it in his fight against Obi-Wan Kenobi, being the most famous example of this in action. It was the last to obtain the widespread use in the Jedi Council and largely used the good components of other forms, becoming the new normal in the Order. It focused on avoiding the weakness of other forms. And finally, Form 7, also known as Zhuo and Vapad, I hope I pronounced those right, and the Ferocity form. It was considered the most aggressive and unpredictable form. Windu was the main and one of only 2 users who didn't turn to the dark side in the Jedi Order. Windu was an exception. This is the most common form used on the dark side, however, used by the likes of Sidious and the Inquisitors. If you were going to use any form of lightsaber combat, which one would you use?